How you doing? Welcome back. Today's video is time spent defines who you are, and it's just a question to ask yourself: how are you spending your time? This is one of the 100 videos in 100 days. We're just trying to get as many people as we can signed up to our preparation course. We're trying to get as many people as we can to stop drinking alcohol. I mean, that's the end result of this. I see people coming by all the time in the comments. I get emails from people every day. So I know there's a lot of people who are, want to stop but don't know where to stop, or they want to stop but they don't have the motivation enough to stop. There's something standing in their way of getting past that thing. And for me, especially since I've stopped drinking, I've noticed how quickly the clock is ticking. And I keep on about this, but it's just a fact. There's the older you get, the more you realise not just that the clock is ticking, but you've got a finite amount of time in order to get things done. You've got a finite amount of energy, or physical energy to do things. I'm finding it more difficult to do things from a physical perspective just because I'm 55 years of age, rather than when I was 25. Mentally, I'm so much stronger now than I was when I stopped. But time itself is precious. Every day that you waste under the influence of alcohol or any other drug or any other bullshit stuff that you're doing, it's taken away from time that you should be using on good things. And it takes a while before you can move on from that person who is the drinker and onto the person who's not a drinker, right? But getting things done, for me especially, I think for anyone who's stopped, and once you stop and you start to see outside of yourself, your life starts to expand. You start to see things from a different perspective, and time or getting things done becomes an imperative. Just getting things done, getting past, getting this thing done and that thing done, and moving upwards and moving forwards, moving towards your goal. I was reading something the other day that said that humans are, we're kind of psychic in the sense of we're the only animal that can foresee the future. You can pick out a goal for yourself, you can see where you want to go, and you can imagine the steps that it's going to take to get you there. And that's such a profound way of looking at things, from the perspective of, any future is possible. There's so many possibilities. You have so much potential in you as a human being, beyond your capacity now, beyond your abilities now, beyond the possibilities even for you now, because the possibilities that are open to you now, what happens when you open yourself up a bit more by stopping drinking alcohol, or by doing something as radical as that, by eliminating alcohol and refusing to be drawn into that lifestyle again. You just open up more possibilities for yourself, so your potential expands, if you like. So, and as soon as we're going on a philosophical level, there is a certain beauty as well in the fact that your time is going to run out. That there's a certain beauty in mortality, because it gives you that urge to experience. It gives you the urge to experience now. Imagine if somebody said to you, well, you're immortal, you're going to live forever. Where's the imperative to do anything? There's no urgency, and the less urgency there is in life, the less you're going to get done, because it's the urgency that moves you forwards. It's the urgency that gets you moving towards the goals in your life. It's the urgency that creates the goals in your life. So agree or disagree, it's a philosophical perspective. So from the perspective of my time, and this is another thing that I've noticed since I stopped drinking alcohol, is that there was a push at the beginning for me to go all in with trying to get healthy, trying to move myself forwards, thinking of other ways that was going to help myself, working, and using the energy that I had. And I had a lot of energy in the beginning to do these kind of things. So, but especially in the last 3 or 4 years, I've noticed that I need to take the time to have a balance in my life, to spread things out a bit, to balance not only working, but I find myself, when I'm not working, I'm thinking about work. I'm thinking about the next lesson that I'm going to give, or the next podcast, or the next live stream that we're doing, the next Zoom call. So I have to find enough time for myself. I have to, eke off time where it's just for me, or just for my family, just for that specific thing where I'm not working anymore. And sometimes I find that's why I'm doing a lot of these videos now in the van or at home, because it just makes more sense for me to do that. I went out this morning to try and walk and do a couple of videos, and it was just too windy. So there's that. But when I'm out walking, I want to walk, and I want to be with myself and be with my own thoughts, and it's my form of meditation. Do you get what I mean? So it's the way that I look after myself, and the way that I can think and get into myself and get down into my own thoughts about myself and about my life. And sometimes I get drawn out of that by doing the videos. If I go out and I do 3 or 4 videos in a walk, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of preparation, it's a lot of trying to do things in the moment as well. So it's just one of those things that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of the videos inside. And every so often I just want to mong out. I get tired, and I just want to. I think Netflix is a brilliant thing for that. You can just you can unlock your mind. You can just focus your mind on exactly where it is that you want to go, and that's nowhere. So you can allow your mind to just, that freedom to not think. TV is great for that. I mean, books are one thing. I love reading books. I love reading fiction or non-fiction mostly, but it's something that you have to participate in. With TV, you don't. So I'm not afraid of spending an hour a night doing that. And sometimes I'll do just if I have a day where I just don't want to think, I'll do that for a full day. Or 4 or 5 hours of watching just Netflix. I'll pick out a series, and usually it's something old. The last time I did this was I watched Band of Brothers, and that was on Amazon, I think. No, HBO. So I watched that, and that was cool. It was just releasing my mind and letting my mind go and flow wherever it wanted. And I like doing things like that where it's something that I've watched before, because again, it's something that I know the outcome, and I can just I can go with the flow with it, and it just knocks me out. It's like when I go out walking, there's 2 different types of walks that I do. There's the walk that is taking me into a new territory where I don't know, and it's a sort of an exploration of my surroundings, and I like that, looking around and looking at different things. But if I want to think, I walk on the same route that I always do. And I have 3 or 4 different routes around here that I do over and over and over again, and it means that I don't have to focus on where I'm going, to focus on my footsteps and where I put my foot, but then I can think. I don't have to look around. It's nothing new there, so it's, from that perspective, it's really, really helpful. Like I said, it's a form of meditation for me. So this video is really all about asking yourself how you spend your time, whether you're spending most of your time productively doing and moving you towards the goals that you want to achieve in your life, but also having that balance as well, where you're taking your time away from things. There's so many pulls on time, and you can get the internet is a big pull for me. I can get sucked off into so many different not horrible areas, but just unproductive areas with the internet, because you're going down rabbit holes that you've no intentions of going down, because they're interesting. So there's choose the things that you're going to spend your time on wisely. What are your tasks in life? What are your goals in life? How are you going to get to those goals? And like I said, choose your things around that. So as I said at the beginning of this video, we're trying to get as many people as we can to come on over and stop drinking alcohol. So we've made available one of our courses. It's the Quick Start Preparation Guide. It's the part of in Habits Unplugged or Habits V2. We've got a full 15-day preparation phase. So it takes you through the whole preparation of how to get your mind in the right space for stopping drinking alcohol. But a lot of people, I was one of them, I just wanted to stop. I didn't want to go through that whole thinking about it, and I just wanted to stop the drinking. And partly for me, that was because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how I was going to go forward, so it didn't really make any difference. I think it would have just meant procrastination for me, and that wasn't a good idea for me. So, but the quick start preparation is really just a short course. So instead of, I think I'm not sure how many hours is in the preparations, quite a few, but it's over, like I said, 15 days, and you have 2 videos a day. Whereas the quick start preparation is less than an hour, and I try and hit the spots that you need just to get you across that starting line. I mean, we hit a lot of the stuff in the program in general, in Habits V2 in general, so there's a lot of that stuff that goes on in there. But the quick start preparation is meant to just give you sort of clarity about where you are, clarity about how you're going to move forwards from here into the next step, into the next stages. It's designed to give you a confidence in yourself and the abilities that you've got right now. You know, all we're asking for you to do is to stop drinking, you know, not put the alcohol into your mouth. And that's a different thing to breaking the habit. I mean, the habit is broken slowly, and it's broken over time, and there's a lot of different techniques that I use, stuff that I've developed myself and stuff that I've got off other people as well, you know, throughout the years, that will help you to break that habit. But the key is to stop drinking, and like I said, the stop drinking alcohol is a different process than the actual breaking the habit. So anyway, then once we've done that, we sort of get to that stage where we're trying to give you enough courage to step across that line, and all these 3 things work together. So having clarity gives you confidence, and having confidence gives you courage to step across the line. Do you get what I mean? So that's the aim of the course. If you haven't signed up for it, it's, you know, there's no strings attached. It's free. Click on the link down below, and there you go. This course, or this video was just about time spent defines who you are. So your personal life clock, your personal time is ticking all the time, right? Be sure that you're spending your time wisely as you can. You know, everyone's going to have a waste of time sometimes, but it's how much of a waste of time. And I think, you know, when I was drinking, I got into the habit of wasting time. I got into the habit of not really wanting to put in the effort, you know, or the effort that I would put in back then was a fraction of what I was able to put in now, because you know, I was able to put in effort when I was working, but you know, with other things, thinking especially, you know, when you're screwing around with your brain chemistry, and you're sort of pushing down your capabilities in that way, then yeah, it takes away from the effort that you're able to put into yourself. So again, you know, this is a process. It's a process of rebuilding once you stop. The key is to stop. That's the key thing. Stop drinking alcohol, and then you start to deal with everything else. You can't deal with all the other stuff if you don't stop drinking alcohol first. Right, so this is getting to a really long video now, so I'm going to stop it here today. Don't forget, sign up for the course below. We've just hit 50,000 subscribers, so we're going to have a live stream open for everyone probably next week. I'm not sure when this video is coming out, so probably this week by the time this video comes out. It's before the new year anyway, so looking forward to that. Thank you very much for everyone who subscribed. It really it helps in our algorithm, but it's a nice thing, you know, I suppose, from that perspective. So listen, take care of yourself, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards to the puts. Bye now.